and takes action fast. They promote early intervention and treatment and advance our mission of the American Stroke Association. I'd like to ask Janice Sant to please come forward to present this important award. Janice?
Thank you, everybody. I am joined here by Charlie and Claire Brown. I am so excited to actually get to meet them in person. As the stroke coordinator at KU, I don't get to interact with the patients directly very often, but I do get to make follow-up phone calls, and that's really one of my favorite things that I really don't want to give up, because I get to talk to the people whose lives we impact. And so I called and talked to Charlie and Claire. When I heard this story, I thought, this is an example of the community education and what can happen and what kind of outcomes can be improved as a result of that education. And so I want to read you a story. Charlie and Claire Brown embarked on 2 dramatic lifestyle changes in 2015. First, they retired. Second, they moved from bustling Southern California to peaceful Eastern Kansas. They built a house right next to their daughter's home in Nortonville, Kansas. By late 2017, the couple had grown accustomed to their new Midwestern life. We had a lot to celebrate, Claire remembers. Our daughter was expecting another baby. We were getting ready for our 48th wedding anniversary and my 67th birthday. One evening in December, Charlie went to bed around 11:30. Claire stayed up to watch TV. About 3:30 a.m., a loud thud woke Charlie. He found Claire on the floor. She had a strange stare, Charlie describes. When I tried to help her up, I realized the right side of her face was totally drooped. She couldn't use her right arm or leg. At that moment, Charlie appreciated the hundreds of ads, billboards, and commercials he had seen over the years about strokes. He remembered FAST, the acronym for Face, Arms, Speech, and Time. He dialed 911. The nearest ambulance was 25 miles away. With each passing minute, the clot in Claire's brain destroyed 2 million more neurons. Around 5:30 a.m., Claire and Charlie finally reached a comprehensive stroke center in Kansas City. When we showed up, the stroke team was totally ready for us, Charlie says. They whisked Claire off to start scans. There was no waiting. With each passing hour, stroke treatment options dwindled. Claire had already missed the traditionally accepted time frame in which she could receive clot-busting medication called TPA. The stroke team analyzed the blood flow in Claire's brain using rapid perfusion imaging software. They could see the damage that had been done, but also saw a large area of brain still at risk. If blood flow was not restored quickly, Claire could lose her ability to speak. According to her stroke neurologist, this was a large stroke, the type that leaves patients debilitated. Neuroendovascular physician performed an endovascular thrombectomy. He guided a catheter from Claire's thigh to her brain via an artery and inserted a tool called a stent retriever. He captured and removed the dangerous clot. For Claire's husband and daughter, anxiously counting the minutes, the good news was an incredible thing. We were beyond grateful, says Charlie. On the morning of Claire's stroke, the first responders, EMTs, and hospital staff had asked Charlie the same question. When was the last time your wife appeared normal? Each time, Charlie told them 11:30 p.m. when he last saw her before going to bed himself. Claire was lucky to have had her stroke in late 2017 because treatment guidelines, technology, and tools had changed dramatically in recent years. Once the emergency phase of stroke treatment has passed, it's time to investigate why the stroke happened. An echocardiogram revealed Claire had previously undiagnosed atrial fibrillation, also called an irregular heartbeat or arrhythmia. Untreated AFib is a common cause of strokes. After 3 days in the ICU, Claire was transferred to inpatient acute rehab. Specially trained therapists developed an individualized care plan for Claire with input from her stroke and cardiology teams. The occupational therapists helped me get back to doing everyday things, remembers Claire. The speech therapists were attentive to how I was putting words together, and the physical therapist really helped me improve my walking. Claire feels her ability to choose words is getting better. Her right foot and leg work well unless she overexerts herself. Her only complaint is that she's not allowed to drive anywhere but the nearby beauty salon. Charlie clarifies, the doctors say it's okay, but my daughter and I have asked her to wait a while. They're just worried about her safety. Charlie Brown will now be known as Braid Saver. I was just going to add, for recognizing stroke and taking fast steps so stroke can be stopped and reversed. And it's so emotional for me. And I'm so happy that the message is very important.
Charlie, do you want to say a few words?
Well, first of all, I just want to say that any recognition, thank you for the recognition, it was a total surprise, but any recognition really goes to my wife, Claire, who endured the stroke and went through months and months of rehab. That's a lot of hard work, the long rehab afterwards. And speech therapy, the physical therapy, everything. She has lost a tremendous amount of weight. Her blood pressure is absolutely normal. Everything is right on target. She did have to have the cryoablation to stop the AFib. That was very successful. And also, I want to thank Dr. Reeves, who's back here in the back. He spoke to you earlier. He's the doctor that retrieved the clot from Claire's brain. And Dr. Qureshi, I don't know if he's here or not. We saw him yesterday. Anyway, the two of them, we are forever grateful to both of you. And I'm so grateful for the FAST acronym. For a long time before Claire's stroke, I kept hearing these endless FAST commercials on radio and TV and billboards, and I'm like, okay, enough already. And bam, it happened to us. And thank God, and thank all of you for pushing the FAST thing that I did know about it, because I don't know that I would have recognized what was going on except for that FAST acronym. So keep pushing it. Thank you very much.
On behalf of the American Stroke Association, we want to be able to present this award, this Brain Saver Award to you, Charlie. And we thank you for your leadership, and we thank you that repetition makes a difference on that FAST acronym. So thank you for making a difference in the life of so many. And we oftentimes say at the American Heart Association that life is why, but at this time I'd like to say that Claire is why. And that's why we're doing this.